Good evening. Hey, I'm Tony, and welcome to Sports Cartel. And we're gonna be talking about the big game. I think it is a game of the quarterfinals. Sharks playing Munster. This is the last game of the quarterfinals, but there's so many things to talk about. It was impressive. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. You could have been anywhere, but you're here watching this video. So let's talk about it. Let's start off with the high points, or the most controversial part of the game, the penalty kicks that took place at the end. So just like me, I think a lot of people didn't know what to do, what was going to happen, because we had extra time and the game was still not decided. 24-all and the game ended. SuperSports is scrambling to show us the rules for how the penalty kicks will go, and during the penalty kicks we still got it wrong, because at some stage, once the one Munster player missed the kick, everyone thought the Sharks just needed to finish that round of kicking and it would be over, not knowing that all 6 kicks had to be taken by each team. So we had 3 players from the Sharks, 2 Hendrikse brothers and Bradley Davids kicking, and on the other side you had 3 players as well. They all needed to take their kicks, similar to how soccer works, until somebody can't chase the other guy in terms of chasing them down without making a mistake, then the penalty kicks are over. That's why it ended up as 6-4. But the biggest talking point when it comes to the penalty kicks was the second to last kick, where Crowley was meant to kick from the midfield, and he was meant to kick after Jadon Hendrikse had kicked. But Jadon Hendrikse suffered a, cramp? Yeah. Suffered cramp and was lying there about 3 meters from where Crowley was meant to kick. He came on, and the previous kick, they had back and forth words where the referee had to come in and say, guys need to come down, especially to Jadon, calm down and let the kicker kick. So this time he's had a kick, had a cramp, and is lying on the floor 3 meters away from Crowley. Crowley steps up, wants to kick. The referee stops him because the medics are in attending to Jadon. Crowley is miffed because he thinks this is some sort of cruel gamesmanship from Jadon, and he has some choice words for the medics. And the medics answer him back, and Jadon does what I think is going to be probably one of the most famous wings for years to come, especially when the next time the Sharks play Munster. He winks at Crowley. Crowley goes berserk, kicks the ball over, and he had some explicitives for the Sharks team members, medical team members, as well as Jadon. It caused a rupture online. Should Jadon have done that in terms of delaying, in some people's eyes, Crowley's kick and putting him, playing mind games with them, or as what rugby values would leave us believe, let the other player kick and let's go on with it. Now, personally, I think that Jadon was injured. All right, there is an understanding that he was injured, he wasn't faking it. And if he was injured, that changes the whole perspective, because then it means he was allowed to get medical attention from where he was injured. That's how rugby happens. Medics run on the field and they give medical attention. What happened was that since there was that dispute on the previous kick between the 2 players, Crowley and Jadon, Crowley thought this is mind games and started going off on Jadon and the Sharks medical team. They had some choice words as well. So, like I say, personally, I think he was really injured and he should have been given a chance, and he was given a chance to get properly attended to. But of course, I'm sort of happy about it, because now the URC is starting to have their own storylines between the teams and the players. The next time Munster plays Sharks, whether it's in Durban or whether it's up in Ireland, it's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be heavy, because now we're starting some rivalry and a little bit of bad blood. But honestly, I think people are just blowing it out of proportion. I've seen some other commentators talking about it's bad sportsmanship. We don't need it in rugby. I think it was good. I think we need it. Now, to the actual game and we're going to start talking about Hendrikse. Jadon Hendrikse is one of those players that is frustrating to the core as a fan. I'm a Sharks fan. If you didn't know that, you know that now. I'm a Sharks fan. I'm a KZN Natal native. All right? And every weekend that I watch Jadon Hendrikse, he frustrates me because of the pace that he gets the ball out of the ruck, out of the scrum. In a previous video, I actually noted one of the games where the Sharks won the scrum, the ball is at the back of the scrum with the 8th man. Hendrikse is standing there busy looking around and complaining to the referee. The Sharks get blown off the ball and the Sharks lose the ball. So with that being said, Hendrikse really needs to lift the pace, because you can even see from yesterday, if he lifts the pace, the Sharks play better. Let's talk about the Sharks attack in more detail. The Sharks play too narrow. They play with the forwards a lot. And with the game that is coming against the Bulls love that. Love playing with them. So you're going to have an arm wrestle. I say the Sharks need to start playing with their backline. They've got stars. They've got Esterhazen. They've got Arm. They've got Hooker. They've got Mampimpi. They've got, Jadon Hendrikse and his brother, Jadon Hendrikse. They should use those guys to make plays, but they keep it safe. So they have to look at it. It's frustrating to the fans like myself, and I'm sure it's frustrating to the coaching staff as well. The scrum was good. The scrum was a beast in second half. When those guys, Fez and Bata and his crew came on, there was like a mini bomb squad coming in there. They easily annihilated Munster. The fact that this game went to extra time and the kicking penalties it's unbelievable to a lot of us, because you can't be losing a scrum for a whole half and still be able to, hang in there and actually get to the kicking parts, extra time and the kicking part. So that just shows that the Sharks need to do something about their attack. The forwards played well, the forwards did their part, but we really need to see the backline do their job now. And I'm putting a lot of this on Jadon Hendrikse. And it's so funny because on social media, Grant Williams was actually trending. And I hear that Grant Williams is injured, so he can't play. But he was trending and he's been injured for the better part of the last 2 months. But people are seeing the value of a scrum half that gets to the rucks or the mauls and gets the ball out efficiently and fast so that the backline has got a chance to play. Outstanding players for me, Eben had a brilliant game as a leader, led from the front. Sia had a brilliant game. Fenta had a brilliant game. Makazole is such a brilliant character, and I can see why in the Springbok team is such a loved person to be around. He might not start every Springbok game, but he adds so much value in terms of the culture of the Springboks. And it saddens me that I actually heard that he's turning 35 this year. And man, if this guy was given an opportunity, earlier in his life, how far would he have gone? And not only for him, but how far he would have impacted, his family, his community, because he seems such a good role model, an upstanding person, a willing participant when it gets down and dirty, and like how it got down and dirty in this game. So, yeah, but my player of the match, which was the player of the match for the commentators as well, was Ethan Hooker. He's becoming a very, very good player. Excellent player. I would even dare to say generational talent. The guy is 22, but he seems to be able to do and make the right decision at every point he gets the ball. He's quick, he's fast, he's big, he's committed to the cause. And that is all we want, man. And I think if he's not going to be a Springbok within the first 2 games that the Springboks play this year, I'm not sure what Rassie and them wants. This is the type of guy that you need in your squad, because he's doing all of this and is not even playing his preferred position. He's playing on the wing and is still giving these performances. And this is week in, week out. Even when the Sharks got into trouble with some of the games when they were overseas, the guy who was bailing them out was Ethan Hooker, of course, with other players, but he played a large role in getting the Sharks to a position where they could have a home quarterfinal. So I hope that he actually gets a recognition that he deserves from the South African, coaches, the Springbok coaches, and he shines, man, and he takes the Sharks with him when it goes up there and represents us. So that's my review of the Sharks game against Munster. It was a little bit untidy in terms of knock-ons. The Sharks had like 9 knock-ons within the first 30 minutes of the game, but you could see maybe it was the nerves and the big stage that was there yesterday. And yeah, we enjoyed it. So now we look forward to the Bulls and the Sharks this coming weekend, and they need to bring their A game because the Bulls are flipping dangerous when it comes to Loftus. That's gonna be a humdinger of the game. Hi, my name was Tony. Thank you for joining me. I'm out.